power of the heart. Finding your inner wisdom.
The power of the heart.
Finding the power of the heart.
Power of the heart.
The power of
Power of the heart. Power of the heart.
让我们寻回新的力量。
the
Power of the heart.
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Yuru Chao. You are tuning in to the Power of the Heart on Dai Radio. When making birthday wishes or New Year wishes, most people ask for a long life, money, or good children. However, looking at our world now, many devastating disasters or outbreak of diseases are haunting mankind. Don't think that typhoons or the epidemic of disease outbreak only happen to poor countries in the Asia or Africa. No one is safe in this world if some people are suffering in the dark corners of the world. So think carefully about what we wish for. We live on the same earth and face the same future. If we don't find ways to mitigate the global climate changes, we're in this together. Also, with the convenience and speed of modern transportation, this global community is well connected with each other. It is truly very worrying to see all these diseases and disasters around the world, wreaking havoc to a world that is already seeing on world peace and security. But worrying is not going to solve the problem. What should we do? No one knows what will happen tomorrow. We should start to contribute our efforts now to help others and Mother Nature. This will broaden our life and we'll never be alone in this path. Many like-minded people are out there working hard and waiting to join forces with us. We just need to take the right step forward. We should remember that nothing in life really belongs to us permanently. However, we can make irreversible damages to our environment and face the harsh consequences in our future, sooner rather than later. Scientists say that disasters will happen increasingly frequently. It is as if Mother Nature is fighting back against humankind for the damage being done to it. With the rapidly growing human population, the harm done can only get more severe. But many of us think, I am just one person. What can I do? We have to know that with this first one to start, this is how it grows to billions of people. Therefore, every one of us is responsible for caring for the earth. If we do not change easy things like our food or our lifestyle, natural disasters will happen more frequently. When it happens, there will be nothing human can do about it. Therefore, we should return to a simpler way of life, with a pure heart. Then we'll naturally live with gratitude. Only by living with gratitude can our society be peaceful, can disaster stop in our world. This is one of the truths as taught by the Buddha. We should reap what we sow. So, let's be very careful and use our time wisely now to sow the good seeds for good causes and conditions in the future. Do recycling, be a vegetarian, live a simpler life, volunteer in charity services, love and respect our parents and all the elderly in the world. These are easy steps that we can all do. And collectively together as one world family, it is not too late to make a difference now. In our program today, we'll begin with a reading of Dharma Master Cheng Yen's teaching on life economics about broadening the widths and depths of our lives without depending on the length of our life to be too long. This reading is provided by Mr. Colin Legerton. Then, after a short break, we'll discuss this reading with Mr. James Huang.
You are listening to the Power of the Heart on Dai Radio, tapping into the power of the heart, finding your inner wisdom, finding the power of the heart.
Section 3. The length, width, and depth of life. Most people yearn for longevity, wealth, and well-behaved offspring. But life is impermanent. We cannot always obtain what we wish for. Nobody can predict the length of one's life, but each individual can expand the width, height, and depth of his life. If we live merely for our own sake, selfishly seeking comfort and luxury, then our life will be narrow and lonely, no matter how long it lasts. Therefore, we must broaden our life's path. The wider the path, the more people can walk with us. When our hearts are big enough to hold the universe, our love will intermingle. This is how we broaden our life. The privilege to use life. In 2009, Typhoon Morakot and the floods that followed devastated Taiwan, destroying homes and property. Numerous people lost their lives. Many lost their homes. Non-stop torrential downpours caused mudslides and rock slides. Many villagers had no time to escape. The deluge brought a huge amount of mud and boulders that buried two-story buildings in seconds. It was a terrifying sight. Many survivors were either separated from or lost their loved ones. The grief and pain surely stayed in their hearts forever. I heard a tragic story about an old man. As August 8th was Father's Day in Taiwan, his sons, daughters-in-law, and grandchildren all came from the city to celebrate Father's Day with him. They had not even begun to eat dinner when the mudslides hit. The entire family of more than 10 members was killed, leaving only the old man. In the blink of an eye, their house and farmland was gone, and the whole family was buried underneath the mud. What an enormous tragedy. What existed yesterday exists no more today. Life is indeed impermanent. I often say we do not have ownership of our life, only the privilege to use it. While we are still able to exercise that right, if we uphold the correct principles and devote ourselves to serving people and benefiting humankind, we are making good use of our life. On the other hand, no matter how high our social status, if we deviate too far in our principles, indulging in wanton luxury, our wealth eventually will be used up, and our fame and status will be lost if we do not seize the opportunity to create blessings. Not only will our lives end in misery, we will also have created much bad karma for ourselves. Nothing in life can really belong to us permanently. However, if we can spread great love and serve others with enthusiasm and compassion, our wisdom life will continue to grow forever. In Buddhism, there is the story of two practitioners looking for a distinguished master. They went out walking for many days, and the journey became difficult. One of them said, "I am exhausted and can no longer walk. I want to stop here. I do not feel like walking anymore." The other encouraged him, "We must be diligent in our spiritual practice. We have already walked so far in these few days. It is not much farther now. Let us continue." "I really do not care to walk. I would rather go back and continue the cultivation on my own," the first practitioner replied. The diligent practitioner said, "Let me do my best to help you. I will carry the heavy bags and do the tough work, but let us travel together." The first practitioner was still contemplating whether he should accept the offer. The diligent one spoke again, But there are few things I cannot do for you. Like what? The other asked. Like eating, dressing, and walking. You must do these by yourself. I cannot do them for you. Upon hearing this, the first practitioner suddenly woke up. He thought to himself, yes, I must eat to fill my own stomach, and I must walk to reach my destiny. If I do not eat, I will starve to death. If I do not cultivate diligently, my wisdom life will not grow. Therefore, I should pick up my belongings and continue on the journey. This story teaches us to be always vigilant and to live our life carefully. If we fail to seize every moment to cultivate spirituality, our wisdom life will not grow. As you sow, so shall you reap. No cultivation, no enlightenment. Writing a wonderful story. Every day is a blank sheet of paper. Everything we do is written on that paper. Wasting the day away is like scribbling and doodling on the paper, turning it into trash. On the other hand, if we use each day wisely, brilliant articles will be written and become memorable pages of history. How do we write a successful life story? By making good use of time, of course. Mr. Chen is a Tzu Chi volunteer who is living his life to its fullest. He came to Taiwan with the army at a very young age. It was a hard time for him indeed. Accidentally injured in field training, he was discharged from military service early. After that, he worked aboard cargo ships for more than 20 years. Then he quit and became a sanitation worker. He also got married and had children. Mr. Chen has a big heart and a strong sense of responsibility. Not only does he love his family and children, he loves every person on earth. Being kind and compassionate, he cannot bear to see people suffer. Even though he has to work hard to make a living, he is always willing to help those in need and donate his hard-earned money. After the 1999 earthquake, Mr. Chen devoted himself to Tzu Chi's Project Hope, a construction project rebuilding schools destroyed by the earthquake. He never missed a day of work. Sometimes other Tzu Chi volunteers did not assign him any work because they did not want to tire him out at his age. Mr. Chen thought, if they do not assign me work, I will find work myself. He called up many people to plead for the chance to contribute. He understood that others withheld work from him because they cared about him, not because they looked down on him. Therefore, he actively looked for work assignments. He thinks that doing Tzu Chi's work is a great joy and time should not be wasted. So when people told him they were concerned he worked too hard, he would say, I'm not afraid of work. I am only afraid of not having enough time to do it. Our master has said, we must not put off doing good deeds or being filial. Each time someone mentioned filial piety, Mr. Chen became emotional. Due to the chaotic political climate of the 1940s, Mr. Chen left his homeland in mainland China at a very young age, leaving his parents behind. Time and space had prevented him from taking care of his parents as a filial son. Now he feels he must use every opportunity to do good deeds. He is determined to do all he can to contribute to society and protect Mother Earth. Although close to 80, Mr. Chen never wastes a moment of his time. He cares for his family, for others, and for the environment, and he has signed up to be a body donor. He also encouraged his children to be organ or body donors. From robust youth to fragile old age, he has always made prudent use of his time. What a wonderful life he leads. From the program Grassroots Bodhi on Da'ai television, I also saw an old woman, Mrs. Amai, who is fit and healthy and takes brisk walks every day. Her children and grandchildren are all very filial. Her son often tells her that she should simply enjoy her old age and not work, but she would rather dedicate herself to recycling. She tells her son, recycling enables me to stay healthy and worry-free. Mrs. Amai started farming with her adoptive father when she was 17 or 18 years old. She still weeds the fields even today. When she puts on her bamboo hat and covers herself with a scarf, she stands straight and tall, not a bit weaker than a 30 or 40-year-old man. She rides her 50-year-old bicycle out every day to collect recyclables, piling them up high on her bicycle. Her neighbors often sing her praises. She is amazing. Even though she is in her 80s, she never slows down. She's always carrying that recycling. She also picks up discarded bags off the street and washes them in an irrigation ditch, then lays them out in her yard to dry in the sun before delivering them to the recycling station. A Tzuji staff member once asked her why she was so meticulous. "We should be mindful of everything we do. This too is a kind of piety," she replied. Again she was asked, "At your age, don't you feel tired after doing so much? Don't you want to rest?" "Of course I feel tired. I have worked quite a long time, from 18 past 80. You can calculate for me how many years that is. Since I am still able to work, each day is a bonus." Let us examine the life of this old woman. How much has she contributed by effectively using her time? She has farmed all her life to provide food for people. Let us assume that there are 2 harvests per year. In 60 years, that is 120 harvests. How much grain has been harvested, and how many people have been fed? She has devoted herself to her family, raised her children and grandchildren. Now she does recycling work to protect Mother Earth, not wasting a single day in her life. That is the value of life.
Dai Radio is just a click away. You can listen to Dai Radio anywhere in the world.
Our special guest today is Mr. James Huang. He studies systems science with concentration of software system design and programming in University of West Florida. That was back 30 years ago. Since 1981, he worked in software development and quality assurance testing. In August last year, 2013, he retired and moved back to Taiwan immediately because he wants to go back to his roots. Welcome to the program, James. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, with Tzuji Scholarship, there are a lot of children in need of help to continue their education. Now, do you see any special case we give scholarship to? How scholarship really give them a chance to continue their education, to give them hope for their future?
And there was one case, this young man, apparently he's less privileged there. And after I learned that he had a family like 4 or 5 siblings, and his parents were just janitors, so you can imagine that how much the burden is for their parents to raise these 4 young children on a not very high salary. He didn't speak English as his native language. Primary, elementary school, junior high, and high school, he got kind of bullied by the other students. But he came out of that to shadow himself by learning a lot. He really understood Tzuji ideas from his own life experience. And when I was talking to him face to face, I just realized he wasn't really fluent in English, but that's what really touched me, because this young man, he was raised under a very underprivileged situation, and in a community that wasn't offering too much support for his growing up. But he came out of it on his own will, and he made a real new life for himself. And the Tzuji Foundation scholarship, although it wasn't that much, it was like $1,000 for each semester. But that can continue on for each semester while the student's still at college. But it was an encouragement for him.
So we see that young students overcome their own speech disability to continue on their study, no matter how great a challenge that poses. And with Tzu Chi scholarship and also the Tzu Chi ideas and values that we teach him, hopefully the money may be used up one day, but these values that he learned from coming in touch with Tzu Chi scholarship will carry with him forever and help him in his future life and his learning journey. Now, you also mentioned about charity project.
These people were suffering all this homeless inconvenience, and they wouldn't live in a normal life like most of us. And on the third time when I was doing the distribution, my heart was kind of sunk down, because I thought, well, I've seen this face again, the third time in the past year. Is there anything else I can do? Because I don't want to see so many homeless people wandering on the street, kind of waste of their life. But there wasn't that much I could do at that time. And I kind of sank my heart pretty low for a while. I was kind of in a very low mood for a while. But then when the next time it came up, I got to know one local man, and he was there to help the distribution. In the past 3 times, I remember him. And he started talking to me. He wasn't like all the other homeless people there. He told me he wanted to get out of homeless state and he wanted to go back to normal life. I followed up by giving him a call to know what he was doing. And he told me that he no longer stay with the homeless shelter. He found an apartment for himself, a small apartment with help from his brother. So I said, oh, good. Then I thought, wow, there's something maybe I can do for him. So I asked him, do you need anything? And he said, oh yeah, I need a kitchen table and a couple of chairs so I can sit down and eat. Right now, I eat standing up. And he said, wow, all these furnitures you told me are too big for my small apartment. Okay, so I couldn't find a real good small kitchen table for him. But I came up with this idea, say, hey, I got a small desk that I used to just put my computer on there. As I use it as a computer desk. He said, tell me the size of it. So I told him the size. I measured and told him and said, yeah, that might fit. So I said, okay, I'll leave it out there in front of my apartment, and you can come up and pick it up anytime when you feel that you can get someone. Because he mentioned that his brother may be able to help him to pick up this furniture. So I left it there in front of my apartment. That weekend, he didn't come by to pick it up. Then I had to remove the desk from there because I cannot leave it there. It might block the way when people walk around. And then he didn't come back, and then he didn't call me back. So I called him back, but found out that the number was disconnected. So that was like a week or 2 weeks after we talked the last time. So I didn't know what happened. So that desk was never picked up by David. What I really feel that I didn't do enough for David was I could have delivered the desk for him because I had a van. I could just fit the desk in and the desk drove to him and drop it. But I didn't think further for that because he mentioned that he might be able to get his brother's help to pick it up. So I thought, okay, maybe there's time for you to do more for yourself. But I think I was too much forwarded on that idea. So, yeah, that's the one thing I remember. I could have done more for this man, but I didn't.
Have you ever heard back from David anymore?
No,
see him?
No, because the next relief distribution I didn't go. So, and I asked our brothers and sisters if they remember seeing him, but no, they didn't see him there either.
Okay. Yeah, our hearts really go out to people we help, and we wonder what happened to them.
Right. I remember this because I think it makes a difference to me. He gave me the idea that, yes, they can be helped further. You could help them get out of their current situation and get back into a normal life. But what I did wasn't enough.
Well, I think David is a good case to show us that there is unlimited potential if one put their mind to it. They can change themselves. And James, I really want to thank you for your sharing, because in your example, we really see a master's teaching. Because masters say no one can predict how long one lives, but we can all expand the widths and depths of our life by broadening our life's path. So, as a certified Tzu Chi volunteer, you truly broaden your life path with all the Tzu Chi work that you carry out. So in it, we see like you enrich yourself with so many different experience and working with people. And through your sharing, we learn so much more. Thank you, James. Our time is up today. We'll be listening to this book, Life Economics, over the next several episodes. Please join us next time to continue our discussion on life economics. If you want to read this book we're talking about, you can find a copy of this book in any Jingsi bookstore and cafe. For more teaching from Dharma Master Cheng Yen, please tune in next time to our program. Goodbye and have a great day.
Of our souls, love's held in hearts, not hands alone. Love's our small wish for you to enjoy. We wish you forever peace and joy. Love walks tall while sharing smiles. Love's found in silent gratitude's eyes. Love's giving more than yesterday. Believing strong, brave and not afraid. Give love openly as the sun shines warm light on you and me across every distance. So show our love, dare to dance. Spread love readily, pave the long road ahead tenderly. Your soothing blessings heal all pain and suffering. Love walks tall while sharing smiles. Love's found in silent gratitude's eyes. Love's giving more than yesterday. Believing strong, brave and not afraid. Give love openly as the sun shines warm light on you and me across every distance. So show our love, dare to dance. Spread love readily, pave the long road ahead tenderly. Your soothing blessings heal all pain and suffering. Across every distance, so show our love, dare to dance. Spread love readily, pave the long road ahead tenderly. Your soothing blessings heal all pain and suffering. Your soothing blessings heal all pain and suffering. Your soothing blessings heal all pain and suffering. Your soothing blessings heal all pain